What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Saturday, November 9th, 2024, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 14:13 Eastern Time here in the United States, and I wanted to update you guys on the situation in the Middle East and also here in the United States and in Europe. So Biden is going to be meeting with Trump on Wednesday to discuss the transition of power. And we currently have a nuclear war command and control plane circling over Texas. So our nuclear forces are on alert right now. We also have this interesting flight over northern and eastern Poland. This is a U.S. RQ-4 Global Hawk reconnaissance drone that took off from Sigonella and flew all the way up to northern Poland and was doing multiple loops here along the Polish border with Russia. So that's pretty unusual. We also have a C-5 Galaxy, which is the heaviest military cargo plane going to Qatar right now. It just left from Rota, Spain. And this C-5 Galaxy likely is carrying some supplies for those B-52s that we moved to Qatar a few days ago. Now, how do I know that? Because Rota is where we keep all of our B-52s that are deployed to the region, and also any support equipment and support planes as well. Okay, so we're moving potentially missiles or other equipment to support those B-52s. We also had about a dozen earthquakes in Iran over the last 2 days. Very, very interesting. And what's weird about these earthquakes is I could not find seismograms for them, which means that they are being censored. They don't want the people to know that these could potentially be Iranian nuclear tests, okay? So if I can locate the seismograms for these quakes, I'll let you guys know and update you, but so far I cannot find any seismograms for these quakes in Iran the last 2 days, which is extremely unusual because anytime there's an earthquake, they always publish the seismogram within a day or two. So how come we don't have the USGS or other Western sources publishing seismograms for these quakes? Okay, so far we only have Russian and Iranian sources, and they're not publishing the seismograms. So this is very, very strange. 2 days ago, Iran launched some kind of a ballistic missile, and here we have video footage of it. And the Iranian Space Command posted some interesting tweets today stating, quote, "We will blind your eyes, which are constantly observing the air and space in these restless nights so that you will not be able to see what is coming towards you. We will cut off the blood supply to the components of your power and make the components of your power weak, and the world will witness this wonder. Our message was sent from Shahrud to Tel Aviv. We have proved that you have failed to achieve your goals. Now you have to wait for our decisive answer from the air and space to your most valuable assets." So many people are theorizing that this is some kind of an anti-satellite weapon that Iran launched, potentially an EMP, and it's going to take out the Israeli spy satellites. So this is very concerning. Maybe this is Iran's response. Who knows? And the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Andriy Sybiga, said that Trump and Zelensky are already planning a meeting. And the German newspaper Bild is reporting that Trump said to Zelensky in a phone conversation after he won the presidency that Zelensky would be happy with him. So basically, Trump promised Zelensky that Zelensky would be, quote unquote, happy with him. So, that's contrary to all the fear mongering out there about Trump abandoning Ukraine and that they're going to force Ukraine to give up their territory and force Ukraine into a peace deal and all this stuff. And, I'm already seeing it now, all the fear-mongering on social media about Trump pulling out of NATO. And they said this the last time Trump was president. They said, oh, yeah, Trump is going to pull out of NATO. And, guys, it's just a bunch of fear-mongering by the Democrats. Okay, he's not going to pull out of NATO. He's not going to undermine Ukraine because, remember, Trump is a deal maker. And if he just gives Putin everything that Putin wants, then that's a bad deal, isn't it? Right now, Trump has leverage over Putin because of Ukraine, and he can use Ukraine as leverage in negotiations with Russia. So why would he just give away his leverage and just give Putin everything he wants? That's not going to happen. And the Polish president, Andrzej Duda, flew to Florida last night to visit Trump at his Mar-a-Lago residence. The meeting is reportedly expected to be attended by Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Very interesting. And the U.S. is going to be sending Ukraine over 500 missile interceptors for the Patriot and NASAMS systems. And Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rybakov said that Russia is ready to listen to Trump's proposals for resolving the situation in Ukraine. And analysts are suggesting that Putin is positioning himself to appeal to Trump while signaling to his domestic audience that the Kremlin remains firm on its goals in Ukraine and globally. And early reports reveal grim conditions for 12,000 elite North Korean troops deployed to the Russia-Ukraine border, where they are allegedly being used as expendable cannon fodder. This was reported by the New York Post. And Reuters is reporting that Russia is planning to conduct a nuclear detonation of some kind. And British Defense Intelligence is estimating that Russia has suffered more than 700,000 losses since the start of the war in Ukraine. Wow, 700,000 dead. Absolutely insane. That's dead soldiers. And Ukraine has terminated its air services agreement with Iran, which was in effect since July 9th, 1993. And obviously that's because of all the weapons that Iran is giving to Russia. And Elon Musk has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since late 2022, according to a report in the Wall Street Journal. According to the journal's intelligence sources, Musk and Putin continued to have talks into this year, even as Musk began to ramp up his criticism of U.S. military support for Ukraine. Putin once asked Elon Musk to avoid activating the Starlink satellite internet service over Taiwan as a favor to Chinese President Xi Jinping, two people briefed on the request said. And Russia claimed today that it shot down 50 Ukrainian drones in 7 Russian regions overnight. The Russian Defense Ministry claimed to have thwarted Kyiv's attempt to target unidentified sites with drones in Bryansk, Kursk, Novgorod, Smolensk, Tula, Aryal, and Tver oblasts. Wow, that's a lot of different regions. And Russia launched a massive drone attack on Odessa in Ukraine last night, which killed 1 civilian and 13 civilians were injured. And Poland conducted an elephant march with their F-16s from the 31st Tactical Airbase in Krzesiny. So this is pretty crazy, guys. Poland randomly doing this elephant walk. That's where they take all of their planes and launch them at the same time, practicing basically a mass launch. So here you can see a bunch of F-16s here on the runway. And by the way, also another aerial refueler went down to Saudi Arabia last night, a KC-135. We had 4 other aerial refuelers go to Saudi Arabia earlier in the week. Here's another picture of that Polish F-16 elephant walk. And Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said Poland will not get further dragged into the Ukraine war and said, "We are facing a very difficult time and Poland is in a special place, so it is important that we remain calm and define our interests well." And President-elect Donald Trump plans to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accords. And the Houthis shot down another MQ-9 Reaper drone, according to video footage that they released. And here's the actual video footage. So here's some Islamic writing here. And here you can see the drone flying, supposedly the drone, and then it gets hit by some kind of missile, it looks like, and then they show it falling down. And this morning in New York City's LaGuardia Airport, a terminal was evacuated and closed due to some kind of an ongoing security threat. And wastewater in Los Angeles, Redwood City, Sacramento, San Jose, Ontario, Marina, and Turlock all tested positive for H5 bird flu in their latest samples. This is in California, so multiple large cities in California, their wastewater is testing positive for H5 bird flu. Okay, very, very concerning. But that's the latest breaking news that I have. I might be back later on with more breaking news. I do have my 24/7 live stream on right now with my own radio broadcasting HF signals to the live stream. I have a 400-foot antenna so I can pick up the nuclear forces of basically every country around the world. And I will be popping in and out of the 24/7 stream the rest of the day, so maybe I'll see you there. If not, have a good Saturday, and until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply has brought back their discount on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnYprepper.com. The link is in the description below this video. But they have 3 months of freeze-dried food with a 25-year shelf life, packed into rugged, watertight buckets that you can easily store in a small room for just $700 with free shipping included, and they ship very fast. Also, they're including some freebies. They're going to include a survival Bible, a 424-page survival book, an ultimate preparedness checklist, a natural disaster field guide. They also have a disaster replacement warranty, so if your food gets destroyed in a natural disaster, they will replace it for you with no cost. And also they have a 30-day return policy, no questions asked. So check out My Patriot Supply. Use the link preparewithnYprepper.com to get 25% off of their 3-month emergency food supply, free shipping included, and the link is in the description below this video.